Questions without notice. Are there any questions? And I give the call to the Honourable the Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Is it the Prime Minister's position that he doesn't know if he personally supports Makarrata Treaty and truth-telling until he speaks with the referendum working group?
Order. The member for Lyons will cease interjecting. The issue of interjecting whilst ministers are approaching the dispatch box or during questions is highly disorderly. I give the call to the Prime Minister.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. I do note that in the lead-up to the referendum that was held on Saturday, in which Australians, as under our system, determined what their view was on the referendum question that was put for a constitutional recognition of First Australians through a voice to Parliament as a result of the invitation that was expressed at the Uluru Statement from the Heart in 2017. In the lead-up to that, they said that the government was distracted. Yes. I pointed out in the lead-up to that they'd asked every question
Order. The Prime
in
Minister
Parliament
will,
about
Prime Minister will, Prime Minister
nothing
will
about
pause.
cost of living.
Prime Minister will pause. Order. The member for Deakin will cease interjecting. I'll hear from the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr Speaker, I seek your ruling in relation to relevance, and this is a very tight question. It asked the Prime Minister whether he personally knows what he thinks without having to consult others.
Order. Resume your seat. The question. Order. The question asked really for an expression of opinion, but it also mentioned the Uluru, the referendum and the referendum committee. Whilst the question is within order, it should really relate to government policy, not the opinion, but I'm allowing the question and I'll allow the Prime Minister to continue.
Yes, Mr Speaker, because once again what we see from the nature of this question is that it suggests
the member for Barker
that opinion should happen in a vacuum. And what we have campaigned for, I said very clearly, was to listen to First Australians about matters that affect them. Now, if those opposite think that we should not listen to Indigenous Australians about matters that affect them at all, then they should say so. They should say so. But of course we know that that is the case. This is an absolute demonstration once again that the Leader of the Opposition has nothing positive to offer the country. He is all about saying no and opposing change. And yesterday, of course, we saw him change his position between Sunrise and the Today Show. Between Sunrise and Today.
Order.
It's been on and off again. And of course, the Leader of the Opposition, when it comes to the issue of Indigenous affairs, which is certainly relevant, we know that he found the apology to stolen generations so objectionable that he walked out. He couldn't even stay seated there. Of all the 151 members in this House, there's only one person who walked out, and he sits in the Leader of the Opposition's chair. Sits in the Leader of the Opposition's chair.
Order. Prime Minister, the Prime Minister will return to the question. There is far too much noise. The Leader of the Opposition was heard in silence. I'm asking for all members to show restraint today. Prime Minister in continuation.
Speaker, and I was asked about my opinion, and I'm giving my opinion at this point. That was the question, completely not within standing orders, but I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it, Mr Speaker. What I have said is I accept the outcome of the referendum on Saturday. that I respect the fact that Indigenous people are taking the time.
Prime Minister's
taking
time
the time
has
to
concluded.